Hello, all the friends and neighbors of mine. I am Pasi Vilpas, a Finnish biology teacher and a thinker on educational field. I would like to thank all the members of the Arnos company, especially Civilis Vasilis, whom I've got to know during the OEB Berlin conference last autumn. Basically, I'm going to discuss the reasons which make schools so resistant to change. Already here in the beginning, I would like to emphasize that if we are looking for a transformation in our educational system, it is not at all a task of technological nature. The interdependence rather points to the opposite direction. An educational system with its focus on learning would self-evidently do all that is possible to take advantage of our recent technological development. Because this is not what is happening, it leads to a conclusion that there must be something else which guides the way how the school and the teachers operate. The same hard-to-detect reason is responsible for the constant rope pulling which takes place between the school administration, school educators, students and their parents, as well as the wide audience outside the school too. All these different operators have different kinds of interests when considering the direction to which the school should or should not get transformed. I base my thoughts on an assumption that the problems of our educational system are not at hands of anybody. They arise as a result of simultaneous co-evolution of the educational system and the society in which it resides. Neither of these can be transformed unless the transformation reaches to them both. Why this is obligatory is the main subject of my thinking. There are two major advantages that can be reached by using ICT in education. First, it makes learning independent of time, place and teaching, and it makes possible to automate the repetitive stages of schoolwork, for example, the ordinary lessons. Secondly, ICT gives us an ability to easily form social networks. It is cooperative and equitable by its very nature, leading often to exceptionally effective results on the branch of informal learning. School, in turn, is serving goals of social exclusion. Its most important, but somehow a slightly hidden role is to assort members of the society. The marks, grades and degrees produced by the school are absolutely central for the proper function of the society as a whole. The marks and degrees guide the flow of the students to their higher education, adulthood professions, social relationships and economical status. We have been made to believe that what is happening at school is learning. But what is happening at school is school. The marks are not a question of learning. They are in many cases a question of life. The relation of the teacher and the student does not at all resemble the relation of the coach and a sportsman. The school leads to a specific form of learning where the learners learn to keep their weaknesses hidden. This is why learning and school are two completely separate and unrelated concepts. This difference and separation is so wide and severe, in fact, that it is not possible to discuss learning and school in the same context in any kind of sensible manner at all. This also explains why many teachers are not so completely convinced about the advantages they would get by adopting new learning technology and applications. ICT contradicts very sharply the educational thinking where the teacher is expected to measure learning results of socially isolated individual students and where the word school very much is identified to a specified school building where the students and the teachers are expected to reside for a specific time on a daily basis. Even the salaries of the teachers are usually determined according to the number of the very repetitive kinds of lessons that the teachers give. Any teacher of experience knows perfectly well that the school system is intended to provide circumstances which are appropriate to determine the marks rather than to learn. All learning at school is subordinated to this. These are some of the reasons why I, personally, am not completely optimistic about our possibilities to transform school learning in any deeper meaning. But although this is what I think about the school, I'm completely optimistic that we can transform learning, but only as long as it happens independently of the school. In case you happen to be interested in other groundings of my thinking, here is a link where you will find deeper information. Thank you very much, and I wish you one of the best years you have ever had. Bye-bye.